Hello students, my name is Prabhat Kumar and I am going to teach you human nervous system. Human nervous system, basically it consists of central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The brain and spinal cord. So you can see these images here. Wait. So, human nervous system consists of two types of nervous system. The first one is central nervous system that is shown in red color in this image, and the another is the blue structure that is shown in these figures, and they are known as peripheral nervous system, and the brain and spinal cords are called as central nervous system. So basically, human nervous system. Uh, the organ system present in the animal or a human that control whole coordination of different activities that a human being or a normal animal do, like the visualizing the things, the audition, like the listening things, the speech, the memorizing things. All these things are controlled with the help of human nervous system. So the structural and functional unit of human nervous system is, or any other animal nervous system, is called as neurons. So we will see about the neurons in details from next slides. So these are the all about like how central nervous systems do function and all. So so here here is the detail about the structure of neurons. So neurons, like all other cells, neurons also are types of cells. So it's perform various kinds of functions. It has also their cell membrane, their cell body, their dendrites, their axons, their nodes of Ranvier, oligodendrocytes. So these are the components of our neurons, and these are the all details about the structure of neurons. So in left side you can see the microscopic image of a neurons, which is taken by with the help of electron microscopy, and these the whole portion is known as the cell body, and these are the axons, and these are the dendrites you can see here. And between these, like these nucleus, like all cell have their own nucleus, here neurons have also a nucleus. So these are the details about the structure of neurons. So now I am moving to the next slides. So types of neurons. So basically there are so many ways of classified types of neurons. So this is the slide that contains details about like the classification of neurons on the basis of polar, like how they transmit signals. So basically the rightest one is the unipolar. It means it sends the signals in one direction, and the between these structure called as bipolar neurons, which send the signal in both the direction, like. And in the left portion we have a multipolar neurons, which have a different various multiple poles, and it can send the signals all over the different sides, like it can also transmit the signals upper side, down side, right side, left side. So these are the details about types of neurons. And another classification of neurons on the basis of like how they transmit signals. So in nervous system there are two things. The first is sensory. Suppose anyone bite you here in your skin, the signal transmit from skin to the brain is called as sensory neurons. So these signals transfer done with the help of sensory nerve. It's also called as afferent nerves or afferent neurons. So when signals came from brain to a body organ that you sense someone pitching your hand, it's controlled by with the help of motor neurons, and motor neurons also called as efferent neurons. The word efferent means effect. So any sensation provide an effect that that predicted by your brain is controlled by the afferent neurons. So these are the details about afferent versus efferent neurons. So these images say in details about that, like these are the brain, here the skin, we pinch here, signals transmit from here, like here, and came from brain. It's known as afferent neurons, and when signals transmitted from brain to the skin, it's called efferent neurons. So these are the details about afferent versus efferent. Now, the glial cells, also called as neural glia cells or neuron supporting cell. So there are neurons which are supported by various kinds of supporting cells, and they are known as glial cells. So these are the details about different types of glial cell. So in central nervous system means brain and the spinal cord contains ependymal cells, oligodendrocytes, astrocytes, microglia. So these are the four types of glial cells, supporting cells present in central nervous system. In peripheral nervous system we have two types of uh, supporting cells, the satellite cells, and swarm cells. So oligodendrocytes here is a structure which provide like nutrition and also provide insulation to the neurons. And so another types of glial cell is microglia, which have a function to repair the neurons. So whenever injury occurs in a particular neurons, there the microglia comes forward and do the repairing system of a particular neuron. So these are the details about glial cells, how they perform and how they support neurons. Which someone provide like nutrition, someone provide supports, and so many things. So our next slide show about synapse. So basically synapse is a process by which we sense any signals or any sensation in our brain, like how two neurons are talk to each other, like what are the base of communication between two neurons, how they communicate. So in this image you can see here, like the presynaptic neurons you can see here, and this is the postsynaptic neurons or postsynaptic cell. So presynaptic neurons carry signals and forward them to postsynaptic neurons. So here you can say like signal in the form of neurotransmitter, so a chemical which provides signals, and here you can say neurotransmitter chems and neurotransmitter chems, or in these place is called as synaptic cleft, the gap between two synapses, like the gap between presynaptic or postsynaptic is called as synaptic cleft. And here the neurotransmitters are attached with the help of like all types of neurotransmitter receptors, and then the signal synthesis by a brain. So these are the synapse, and on right side there are two types of synapse, the electrical synapse and chemical synapse. So basically the chemical synapse, the signal is transmitted with the help of neurotransmitter. Here you can say about the neurotransmitter concepts. And in left side the electrical synapse, here is a gap junction is present, and in chemical synapse there is a synaptic cleft present. So in electrical synapse the signal is transmitted with the help of electrical signals. So these are the difference between like electrical synapse and chemical synapse. So now we came on human brain, like after knowing neurons, types of neurons, synapse, we came for brain. Like what is brain? Like brain is the complete organ that is a part of central nervous system, or like complete nervous system. It controls whole our body. So brain is divided into four lobes. The first one is frontal lobe. There is frontal portion. There you can see here the frontal lobe. Basically, the frontal lobe perform various function like how we do decision making and so many things, such as problem solving, decision making, thinking, emotion, either we are happy or we are sad, all things are controlled by frontal lobe. Then we came on like parietal lobe. So parietal lobe perform function like touch, pain, sensation, all things are controlled by parietal lobe. Occipital lobe basically it deals with the all visual things that we see with the help of our eyes. Everything controlled by occipital lobe. So here is the image of occipital lobe that I have seen. These are the occipital lobe portion. Wait. So occipital lobe is this portion is occipital lobe and this portion is parietal lobe, and we can see here the temporal lobe which is deals with like all the things like language processing, understanding, reasoning things. These are the things controlled by temporal lobe, and these are the cerebellum which perform cerebellum definitely helps you in body balancing, and these are the medulla oblongata which connects spinal cord to the brain, and these are the details about like human brain. And from now here we move toward next slides. So what is the basic function of nervous system? So nervous system contains various functions like we visualize things, we homeostasis like all the body things controlled by brain, like how any organ perform, how heart perform, these are the things controlled by with the help of brain. We taste sensation, auditory sensation, olfactions, thought process, memory process, proprioception, our sexual attention, cognition. So these are the function of nervous system, and there are some disease which associated with the help with the nervous system. The first one is Alzheimer disease. We all know Alzheimer disease. It's shown is old persons. They have they have symptoms like they forget things. They suddenly asking to you again and again, what is this thing? What is that thing? So Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative disease in which neurons are degenerating gradually or very fastly. Parkinson's, there is a dopamine producing neurons which is start decaying, and there after amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, it is also neurodegenerative disorder. And stroke, like stroke we all know that anxiety, depression, stress, epilepsy and seizure. So these are the details about human nervous system. And thank you for watching me.